Hey everybody, I haven't gone live in a while. I was trying to make a video to talk about what I'm wanting to talk about, and after like 15 different takes and me going into a rant every single time, I was like, nope, I'm going to go live and talk about it. Okay, the audio's good. Yeah, sorry I haven't been live in a while. Just really haven't felt like going live. Been kind of fighting the cold after going up north for my wife's birthday. For those of you that don't know, every time the weather changes or I go to somewhere where the weather's different, I get sick. And yes, that trip was absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen those videos yet, they're on my channel. And I think there might be a couple that I put on my Explore Arizona channel. It was a great trip. Cold, but a great trip. We normally take a trip every year on my wife's birthday. That's kind of my birthday present to her since I don't have a job and don't have any money. I'm all like, where do you want to go? Let's go. It was a great trip in the hotel we stayed at. Clarion something. Great place to stay. Except for the fact that it didn't have an elevator in it, which I understand. I found out that most of the hotels in Prescott Valley don't have elevators, which I don't understand why, because nobody wants to hear somebody dragging their suitcase up the stairs. Now, me, I carry a small suitcase, but my wife takes, a third of her clothes with her, and this suitcase that you could put a 5-year-old in, and it's like bang, 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 bang up the stairs, or in the morning when you're leaving, bang, 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 bang down the stairs. And I guess uh, StreamYard is doing this beta testing stuff. I don't know what this is about. The only thing I wish they would do was fix this software. Because let me show you a thing here. And I guarantee it will do it. So I'm in 480 resolution now. I have been back and forth with StreamYard many times to fix this. Yeah. See how I'm all green now? And it just doesn't do it on my end. I could be on somebody else's live stream. Want to put myself in 720, which is the normal resolution, and it goes green. And it does it on my other computer. I tried it for like 5 seconds on my wife's laptop when we were up at Prescott Valley using her laptop, using her email. It did the same thing. I I I I don't know. But what I was wanting to talk about, let me pull it up here. Is this video. Because there's a lot of things in this video that some of the stuff makes me pissed off. Like this liberal chick here on the screen that's wearing the same glasses that my great grandma wore. Ladies, why do you do this? Those glasses look horrible. Actually, I think on most women, glasses look horrible. You put all this makeup on your eyes to make your eyes pop, and then you put glasses on over it. It don't make you look smarter. We've had contacts for how many years now? And I don't know, somebody's going to be like, but, yeah, women can wear whatever they want. My wife wears whatever the hell she wants to wear. And I'll just leave it at that because I'm in a ranting mood right now. So let's get this video started. Here, I will make it big. There we go. And leave it in the comments if your grandma or great grandma wore those same horned rim glasses. Come on now.
And when I hear Republicans out there talking about their plan for education in America, I don't hear them talking about making sure disabled kids have access to a public education. I don't hear them talking about impoverished
we're against
kids.
it.
I know you are. Thank you for admitting it.
She didn't even realize that he was being sarcastic. See, the people on the left don't understand sarcasm. Hey, Azralina, welcome to the chat. I mean, you can look at his face. He's all like, really?
Such a public forum. They want to end up privatizing it. They want a voucher system.
Yes, we want a voucher system, and here's why. I am a member of a group here in Arizona, and I think it's gone nationwide now, called Purple for Parents. Why do we choose purple? Even though when you have a bunch of us that are my size wearing purple shirts, we look like we're trying to play Barney. Purple is because we're a bipartisan group. Red, blue makes purple. But so this voucher system, we have a big problem with school districts. Say you've got a kid that's great in sports, but because you decided to buy a house, make that worst decision ever to buy a house, and I will get into that later. You buy a house that's locked you in to that neighborhood, to your kids going to the school district that you're closest to. So say you've got a kid that, in fifth grade, he's 6 foot tall and he could almost dunk. But your school doesn't even know what a basketball is. Your kid's now forced to go to that school. Well, with a voucher system, at least here in Arizona, we had it to where the money that the state gave the school for the kid to go to that school. Each kid has a certain amount of money that the state gives the school for that kid. Say it's $1,000 a year for Johnny to go to this school or to whatever school. We had it set up to where Johnny no longer has to go to the school that doesn't even know what a basketball is and has rainbow flags flying everywhere. His parents could search around and find the school that's got the best basketball program for Johnny to go to. So Johnny's got a chance of actually making something out of his height and his talent. Or say Susie is a great artist, like my little granddaughter, Brinley. She goes to a school that is basically an art school that just happens to be right down the street from where my daughter lives. But the Democrats hate that because, that's taking money away from school districts. Well, what it's doing, yes, it's taking money away from school districts. But what it's doing, logically thinking, it's like, if you want more kids to come to your school, maybe make your school better. Maybe take down those rainbow flags, start putting up some American flags, saying the Pledge of Allegiance, knowing what a basketball and a football and a baseball and a soccer ball is, and what art is, and what music is, and what science is. instead of just being a woke, liberal piece of shit school, which most schools are. Now, see, I'm kind of on the fence between homeschooling and sending your kid to school. I understand homeschooling, one, your kid's going to learn more if you want to put the time in to teach your kid. Parents, that's totally on you. But also, I've seen a lot of kids that went through homeschooling all the way up till they graduate, and their parents kept them so isolated that when their kid gets out into normal life, they don't have any people skills, any communication skills. They don't know how to deal with other people. I've also seen that with kids that are from that they were the only child, that they were given everything, that they've never had to share or anything. See, I'm a fan of your kid does what you say, especially when it comes to eating. I think parents that make their children a special meal because that's what the kids want to eat. No, because when you get out in society, you're not going to be able to get those special meals all the time because, one, you can't afford them. And a lot of those special meals are making kids gain weight because they don't want to eat anything healthy. They would eat chicken nuggets, french fries, stuff that you can eat with your hands. They don't want to eat corn or green beans or anything. And yes, I'm not one to talk. I'm an overweight man. But how I was raised is what mom made for dinner, you ate or you went hungry.
Which means that kids who can't get to those schools, don't have enough money to, or frankly want to go to public schools, won't have access. And they also have all of these religious kooks, like the superintendent of Oklahoma, who wants to spend millions of dollars on Bibles for the schools, Trump Bibles, because
now see how she said Trump Bibles. If they were just regular Bibles, it'd be fine. Now, I am totally against the whole religion in schools. And here's why. Separation of church and state. If you want to teach your children all about religion and the Bible and God and Jesus and Moses and all that stuff, there is Catholic schools, Christian schools, those type of schools. Send your children to one of those schools. Public schools need to teach kids reading, writing, and arithmetic. And also, I think schools should teach kids how to do finances, how to do a budget. But these liberals, even if it's a great plan, like it's been said numerous times by other people all over the internet, that if Trump came up with a cure for cancer, that the left would hate it. Like how it's being proven now, how the left is hating what Doge is doing. And here I will get into a little rant about Doge and the left attacking Teslas. Do you idiots not realize that Teslas have 9 cameras on them that record 24/7? Every inch around that car, no matter what Tesla, is covered by a camera. A camera that, from what I understand, is a 1440p camera, better than 1080 quality. It's like 2K, like we have 4K TVs. 1440p is 2K. The videos that I've seen, crystal clear. And remember, it's a camera outside your car. So those camera lenses probably aren't the cleanest, and the videos are absolutely crystal clear. So if any of you lefties stumble across this, just realize that people are getting found out. They're getting arrested. I watched a video earlier, and I will show it on here, of a person keying a Tesla and then walking into his apartment. Number right on the door. And for you idiots watching, you need to realize that there is Google search, Google image search. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where your house is. Because, the Google mapping mapped everything. So we can find your address really easy. We could also do a Google image search of your face. And, oh, look, Jim, that keyed his Tesla, here's his Instagram. Here's his TikTok. Here's his Facebook. Oh, Jim put his company that he works for on his Facebook. Cops go to Jim's work, arrest Jim, and Jim gets charged with, at the minimum, vandalism, but it should be terrorism.
It's all a grift. They want to make it private. They want to make them religious institutions. And that goes against what you're supposed to do in America. So does it need reform? Does it need to be made better? 100%. But come on.
All the Democrat politicians,
let me tell you
Janine, send
something.
their
You tell
kids
me.
to private
I am
schools.
going to tell you.
All right,
Number one.
I'm ready.
Here we go. This woman knows exactly what she's talking about. And I stand with everything that she has to say here.
One, we are one nation under God, and don't make a joke.
Yes, we are one nation under God. It's on our money. Now, I'm not saying that you got to believe in God, but I'm a prime example of he does exist. I've survived 8 heart attacks and 2 strokes, and I'm still here. Explain why I'm still here.
Joke about that.
Do you think there should be Trump Bibles in public schools?
Number two.
Oh, here, see, she was like, Trump Bibles, Trump. Oh my God. See, I'm going to love it in 4 years when Trump isn't the president anymore. I know a lot of people are going to hate it because they're going to be like, well, who do we rally behind now? Whose flags do we buy? Whose gear do we buy? As you notice, I don't own any Trump gear. I own a whole lot of American flags. You walk into my house, I got a 5-foot by 10-foot flag right on the wall. First thing you see, besides my American flag welcome sign,
Is the issue that the Department of Education has wasted $100 billion.
$100 billion. Billion with a B.
A year. So cut the crap. You yourself admit they don't do any education. Now, you say that Trump is not dismantling. He's already dismantled with Doge. And
I fully stand behind everything that Doge is doing. We shouldn't be spending $1 million to train mice how to do something, or to study this or to study that. You want to study something? Then make it out of your own dime. Taxpayers shouldn't be paying for all this stuff, especially the LGBTQ MNOP crap.
Let me make one thing also clear. Department of Education was created by an executive order by Jimmy Carter as a payback to the unions.
See, I love it when people like me bring facts, receipts, because the left is all like, oh, Trump, Elon Musk, oh. We bring receipts because we research. For those of you that don't know, I'm sitting in front of 4 computer monitors right now. I get up, I come in here, I sit here all day till it's time for me to go to bed. Then I go to bed. I'm sitting in here with 4 monitors running with like all the different social media sites pulled up on everything. So I'm researching everything. And if somebody says something, I go and research it. No matter if it's Trump, Elon Musk, a politician, the judge here, I research all of it.
Subsequently, Congress came in and created it, and we're going to end it the same way with an executive order dismantling it.
You need
Subsequently, finished by a decision by Congress. Now, let's be real clear. All of these issues, as it relates to Pell Grants, special needs, all that stuff is being moved to different departments within Washington.
Exactly. But that's not what the left wants to talk about, because that's not a liberal talking point. That's not a headline. The headline is Elon Musk is ruining education, or Trump wants to dismantle the Department of Education. That's the headline. That's why the headlines are all bold and they're at the top, because that's all the liberals read is the headline.
They are not being eliminated, and don't make it sound like these kids are being forgotten, because they're not. But if you want to talk about No Child Left Behind, if that's
the whole No Child Left Behind bullshit. I have been against that since day one. See, when I was in school, if you didn't pass, say, 3rd grade, you didn't pass. You retook 3rd grade over. And oh my God, the parents that were like, but little Timmy is going to be, made fun of because he had to take 3rd grade over. Then Timmy shouldn't have been a fucking dumbass and actually studied in school. Do you see who's running everything now? It ain't the jocks. It ain't the popular people. It's the people like me that studied in school. When I graduated, yes, I didn't have a very good GPA because I was into sports and stuff. But I studied a lot of stuff that made me a better adult. I set my parents down when I was like probably freshman in high school. I wanted to know how to balance a checkbook. I wanted to know how to do a budget, because I would see my dad sitting at the kitchen table every night with a checkbook and a notepad and a little calculator doing stuff. And I asked him, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm doing the budget, balancing the checkbook." I wanted to know.
what the Democrat liberals believe in.
But all this, No Child Left Behind, what has that done? That's made us have a society of kids. And yes, I still call them kids, 20-year-olds or older, that can't do anything. You take their phone away, they can't do anything. I know people now that cannot make it across the city they live in without GPS on. If you handed them a map, or better yet, a trucker's atlas, the big thick ones that truck drivers used to carry, that had every state in it, and you said, "Hey, I need you to get from Phoenix, Arizona to Miami, Florida. You can't use this. Here's a book." They wouldn't be able to do it. I could do it because I was a truck driver for years. We didn't have these. If you wanted to make a phone call, you went to a truck stop. There was a whole long line of telephones at truck stops. You had to know where you're going, where the time zones were. So if you left, say, Phoenix, Arizona, and you had to be in Oklahoma City by a certain time, you knew that you were crossing a time zone, that you had to leave at a certain time to be able to make it to where you were going on time. But these kids now are stupid. And I'm talking like everybody under 30 years of age. They're stupid because they haven't had to learn any of that in school. Because, say Timmy doesn't know anything. But Timmy's really popular, so we're just going to, no kid left behind. We're going to push him right through school. So now he's not the school's problem. He's not the parents' problem. Well, he probably is the parents' problem because he's still probably living at his parents' fucking house because, homes are too expensive. Fucking go rent a studio apartment. Even here in Phoenix, Arizona, where houses are astronomically priced, you can go rent a 350 square foot studio apartment for like $800 a month. Yeah, you probably won't be able to afford to go out to Starbucks every morning. You won't be able to afford the fancy new car payment. You won't be able to go out on Friday and Saturday night to the club. But this whole No Child Left Behind, it's given us a society of AOCs. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And that screwed us up, screwed our kids more than anything, because No Kid Left Behind made sure that every kid passed. And now we've got kids who can't even read at 8th grade level because they were passed. We have a 19-year-old who graduated with honors who can't read proficiently.
Yeah, they can't read proficiently. Now, I'm not the best reader in the world, but not to make excuses, but I've survived 2 strokes. The fact that I can do anything surviving 2 strokes, I leave it to the man up above because I had to learn how to read and talk all over again. My first stroke about ended me. So the fact that I can sit here and do this, it's all his doing. But yeah, there's like kids out there that can't read, can't do basic math, can't do anything without their cell phone. Kids that can't even write because, we had to take cursive out to schools. And the whole reason why we took cursive out of schools is because that's what all of our founding documents are written in. Now, there's a great movie. I can't think of the name of it right now, but Nicolas Cage is in it. And he's reading a part of the Declaration of Independence. And the other guy in there doesn't know what he's saying because he read a part of it. And Nick Cage says, people don't speak that way anymore. We need to get back to that. We need to stop all this slang shit. Get back to it. Hold people accountable, whether they're a child in school or a adult. If your child can't pass, like I was saying, the 3rd grade, then your child takes 3rd grade over. And if that messes with your child's head, then so be it. Maybe you should have been a better parent. And don't even come at me about, well, what about the single parents? I know several single parents that raised their kids right. My late wife was a single parent till I married her. Then after she died, I became a single parent, a single step parent, but I've never used the term step because I think that's stupid. My daughter calls me dad. My grandkids call me papa. My daughter graduated as a junior. She is incredibly smart. She can open up her fridge at any time during the day and make a 5-course meal. She's super smart.
All of this Democrat nonsense labelism is for the birds. And let me tell you one more thing. The Constitution does not guarantee an education. It is not a federal right. It is not a federal issue. It is something that, under the 10th Amendment to the Constitution, is left to the states. The state constitutions have provisions where you have a right to education. But this is something that is for parents and for educators, for teachers that we do love. We don't love Randi Weingarten and what she did to our kids when she couldn't find one metric in the billions of dollars that we gave her to open the schools to make it safe enough for her and her pals to go to open up those schools. You know what, Randi? Go back to Ukraine for the third time.
See, that's the worst thing that we did for our children. The whole COVID thing. Oh, let's send all of our kids home. Because, oh, we're scared of a bug. Now, I'm not saying if COVID was real or not. But it's funny how COVID was here and the flu was here. Now the flu's here, COVID's here. And all these facts are coming out. Because kids need to learn. And I don't know how many people came to me and was like, how do I set up in-home learning? And the first thing I would say is you need to make a spot in your house that is the classroom. Well, it's my home. It doesn't matter. I've told that to people that want to start up a YouTube channel. Do you have a place in your home that you can dedicate to doing YouTube? I do. Cost us like $500 a month for this room. Because that's what you have to do. And we've all saw the videos of parents, you know, some of them not even have any clothes on, which I think is very cringe. The video that I saw was of a kid that was probably 12. His mom walking behind him. The only article of clothing she had on was a thong. Yeah, that's not appropriate to be wearing around your kids, whether they're male or female.
To try to figure out what they're doing in education. And let me tell you one more thing. I'm not done.
One more thing.
One more thing is these kids in China and in Russia that were studying quantum physics while our kids were hiding and doing drugs and alcohol, and the kids in Norway and Denmark and Sweden. We spend more money per kid than any country in the world, and we're losing because of the Democrats. And
yeah, we spend more money per kid. It's a proven fact. And our kids are the dumbest. There's a video out online of kids in China, whole classroom of kids that were probably 10 years old, taking apart a pew-pew and putting it back together. And everybody's like, what does that do? It tells them how stuff works. There's a YouTube channel out. It used to be a television show, now it's a YouTube channel called How It's Made. Every parent should be making their kids watch that so they understand how stuff is made. Now, if you're wondering why all of the best tech comes from places like Japan and Taiwan, and why we have no tech made here in America anymore, that's because the people over there are 10 times smarter than we are when it comes to tech. Why? Because we would rather push kids to be popular or great at sports. You know, being a tech person isn't a popular thing. I wish my parents would have pushed me to know tech. When I first got a computer to start my YouTube channel. I had to watch a ton of videos on how to do anything on it. And I get asked all the time in emails, Broken, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I send them the same tech channels. Learn. I'm not going to hold your hand and walk you through it. Why do you think you can have a problem with your phone? Hand it to a 5-year-old. They can figure it out in about 2 minutes. Because they're 10 times smarter when it comes to tech. But not as smart as kids from, countries to where that's all they know how to do.
That's the end of that.
And when I hear Republicans out there talking about their plan for education in America, I don't.
And sorry, I haven't been responding to the comments. Hey, Albie. Exactly. And here's something that really gets people that are all like, oh, you got to go to college and do all this stuff. Really gets them all worked up. Here in Phoenix, Arizona, what's the number one thing here? Air conditioning. Phoenix is hot. And your air conditioning system is sitting out in the sunshine when it's 100 Satan's butt crack hot. It's being put through the ringer every single time it turns on. Well, we have heating and refrigeration schools. 2-year program. You can go to a refrigeration school for 2 years, get out, and within 5 years be making $100,000 a year. And you've only got to pay off like a loan of this much instead of a loan that never gets paid off. And why did I say never gets paid off? Because of the interest. And here's something that people really don't know. I didn't know it, and I was shocked when I found out. My wife went to school and got a bachelor's degree. Nice, expensive piece of fucking paper. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you think we're going to lose? Who's in the White House? See, you guys said that there was no way Donald J. Trump could ever win. There was no way. And then you decided to run the dumbest woman that is she white? Is she black? Is she Indian? We don't know because she's all of them whenever it's convenient for her. Oh, she's black now. No, she's Indian now. And yes, I've heard her say it out of her mouth. You go online and type in Kamala Harris says she's Indian. Boom, and it will come up. Who is stopping him? We don't want to stop Trump. Trump is doing a great job. But if you're coming on my channel as an anti-Trumper, just know that, yes, I voted for that man 3 times, but I don't own any Trump gear. None whatsoever. And you could ask anybody about my channel. Donald Trump does something wrong, I will call him out on it. And the 2 big things that he did wrong, as I'm seeing right now, is one, appointing those two Supreme Court justices that have turned around and turned into liberal shitheads, and his first vice president that turned around and stabbed him in the back. I love the Trump that we have now. The one that's like, yeah, bring it. We have a bully as a president, and I love it. And we have almost every one of his staff being a Gen Xer, the fuck around and find out generation. That's against the Constitution. You can look it up. It's been proven by every single person out there that judges have no say over the executive branch of our government. None. So all those liberal judges that are like, oh, I'm going to stop this, all they're doing is trying to delay the inevitable and getting their name out there front and center. And it looks like they're all going to get impeached. Yes. And if I remember right, the Chief Justice was a Trump appointee. Just like that woman, I can't think of her name right now, but she's on the Supreme Court, Amy Barrett. Yeah. Stuff that Trump did wrong. But now back to our education system. Like I've said, if your kids are dumb, then it's the parents' fault. And here's why I'm saying that. So many parents now, when they get home, they don't want to be a parent. They want to grab their cell phone, make their little stupid little videos, or worse yet, hand this to their child. Shut up. Leave me alone. I can't handle life. So, 2 minutes after I walk in my front door, I've got an alcoholic drink in my hand. And that's just the dumbest thing ever. Like, oh, I can't handle life because, I was Miss or Mr. Popularity in school. And now real life has smacked you upside the head so hard that this eyeball is looking that way now. Yes, it did that to my daughter. Because she was Miss Popularity, all these friends. And now all of her friends have their own lives, have their own families, kids and stuff. And just a realization of life. It's going to end up being you and whoever you're married to. And you better marry someone that's your ride or die person. And my wife is my ride or die person. We don't argue, period. And it drives people crazy. We could sit there in the car on a road trip, pick on each other the whole time. Radio isn't even on. And we have a great time. Yes, I understand that. But I made a video about not being monetized. YouTube doesn't like me. I've applied for monetization 6 times. And the last time, they sent me some bullshit thing back that basically says that my channel doesn't fit their ideology. I don't ever care about being monetized. I don't do this to be monetized. I'm not one of those people that take their value and add a dollar amount to it. I am 100% disabled. My wife wants me to do this. And this is what I do. She just gave me more money so I can invest in my stuff. Yes, I understand that. But they're not me. And if you look at those other channels, most of them are moving to Rumble. Why? I have no idea. I'm not a Rumble fan. But most of the other channels took forever to get monetized. And they say one thing wrong and whoop, whoop, not monetized anymore. Look at Steven Crowder. Or better yet, the person that was banned off of pretty much every social media platform, and he had to start up his own platform, Alex Jones, saying what he wants to say. Now, I granted, somewhat Alex Jones says is way out there, but I say what I want to say. And if that makes you pissed off, I don't care. Because I've got subscribers that have been with me since I started my first YouTube channel in 2018. I don't care about being monetized. Now, would it be nice to be monetized? Yes. But then I would have to jump through more of those stupid little hoops. Like, oh, you can't smoke on stream. You can't take a drink of something that might be construed as a alcoholic beverage. And I'm not 5'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, with no brain cells and massive cleavage. And I will die on that platform. Like, especially like Megyn Kelly and those types. The I got blonde hair, but it's not real blonde hair. It's dyed because we can see your freaking roots. And that's how I've always been. I do this to keep my brain working. And so when I'm dead and gone, which could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be next year, I've got a terminal health problem. I am not going to be around forever. Every single one of my live streams and every single one of my videos get saved to a hard drive that my daughter has the login and the password to. So when I'm dead and gone, she could show my granddaughter, that's 5 now, and the granddaughter that's still in the oven, that's due any minute now, she could be like, this is your grandpa. That's why I'm a member of the Purple for Parents group here in Arizona. That's why I did that live, that I was just talking about it. The whole thing about schools and the No Child Left Behind. We have become a society of dumbasses. Back when I used to manage a bar, I used to bet people $5 that if we took an online IQ test, that I could score higher than them. A random online IQ test. And if they didn't win, they had to put $5 in my tip jar. I never lost. And I know that sounds like I'm bragging, but because I studied in school. Didn't go to college, I went straight to work. But I'm very observant. That's why I got 4 monitors in front of me here in my studio. So I can know what's going on. Like the whole JFK files that came out. I said, when I was in school, when I learned about that there was no way in hell that that person shot JFK with that rifle from that position. And I got sent to the principal, got kicked out of school for it. I didn't care. And look what's came out now about it. I also said that the whole Rona thing, now, yes, Rona was real. I had it twice. My wife had it half a dozen times because she works in the healthcare field. But when they said, oh, it came from a bat and then it came from this, and I'm like, no. This is all planned for depopulation. And I started sharing videos all over the place about depopulation. That these big people, these big politicians, and, Bill Gates and stuff talking about depopulation. And then, of course, I got strikes. My channel got taken down. Hell, I lost one of my channels because I was talking about the governor of the state of Arizona being corrupt. And now look what's came out about Governor Katie Hobbs of Arizona. $335 million missing. Because, see, people don't want to hear the truth. Now, granted, if I had a nice, pretty smile, clean shaven, I would probably be monetized on this channel. I don't care about being monetized. Used to. My wife told me, don't worry about it. We're fine on the bills. So I was like, great. I ain't got to worry about it. I will continue to talk about what I want to talk about. And as for the other content creators, great. They can be monetized. I know content creators that shouldn't be monetized because they don't have any kind of real content. Well, the same day that YouTube took my channel down, started up this channel, same name, that day. And that was 2022, 2023. I've been kicked off of every social media platform out there, including X when it was called Twitter. And I'm back on every single one. Because you see, you have to know how to play their game. A lot of people don't. Trust me, I get emails all the time like, oh my God, my channel got banned. I lost all my videos. And I'm like, did you not listen to me? And they're all like, about what? About saving everything to an external hard drive. I was on a live stream yesterday where the woman was all trying to redo her email because she was using her email as a storage locker for pictures and videos. And I'm like, if you lose that email, all that stuff goes bye-bye. I even sent them the link to the 2 terabyte external hard drive that I use. It's simple. But a lot of people just don't want to put in the work. And this isn't the only channel I got. And my wife knows this channel goes down, I'm not coming back as the broken patriot. I've got other channels that I would much rather do videos on. Like I did a video on a separate channel cooking a pizza yesterday. That's got over 1,000 views. A 2.5 minute long edited video of me cooking a store-bought Red Baron pizza. Got over 1,000 views. That video took 5 minutes to make. Didn't raise my blood pressure. I didn't have to research anything. I shot me putting the pizza into the air fryer toaster oven. Shot me taking it out. Shot me put it on the plate. Put all those clips together. Boom. And it's like, I would much rather do that. I mean, hell, me and my wife just went to Prescott Valley, Arizona, and to Jerome, Arizona for her 41st birthday. Had a great time. Shot a bunch of video, probably like 20 or 30 gigabyte of video. Fun to shoot. Already up on a separate channel. Getting tons of views. I don't have to sit here and try to educate idiots. Now, I'm not saying that you're an idiot, but your name democracy is awesome. We're not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. And I'm sure you've heard that many times. On my wall here, you can see from the republic for which it stands. And one nation under God. See, that's what people have forgotten. The whole one nation under God and the republic. Every kid that graduates school should be able to recite that word for word. If you don't know what that is, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to educate you on it. I'm tired of educating everyone. But what this whole stream was about is about how kids and a lot of adults, like the woman at the start of the video, are just stupid. There's kids out here that can't even sign their name. They print it. There was a TikTok challenge like a year or so ago. Sign your name without taking the pen off of the paper. That's called cursive. But there's kids that can't do it. To me, it's not a signature if it's not in cursive. Every time I sign something, I make sure it's legible. It's not as pretty as the way our president signs his name, but our president makes an actual signature and doesn't use some staff member with a auto pen to sign it like has been proven. So on that note, everybody, I'm going to end the stream, so peace out. Have a great night. Peace.